Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahushua Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 30th of January 2024. This is my trade setup video for the 31st tomorrow. And let's start off here with the news. This is the trade setup for the ES futures, right? So starting off here with the calendar for tomorrow. Let's see here. So we have at 8:15. Oops, that's not the way you do that. All right, more like this. 8:15 a.m. We have ADP. Right, that's not how you do that either. Right, so ADP non-farm employment change, and then we have unemployment cost index. Then we have at 9:45 a.m. we have Chicago PMI. Then we have crude oil inventories at 10:30 a.m. And then we have the Fed meeting at 2 p.m., right? So we have the FOMC statement and the press conference and all that stuff, Federal Rates Reserve and all that. Right, so we have the federal funds rate as well, right? So it's a messy day tomorrow, and let's just get into how it's a messy day news wise. So let's just get into the charts here and see what I'm gonna be trading early in the morning. I'm not gonna be trading all day, so let's get into the chart and see what kind of analysis we could come up with for tomorrow. All right, so let me just do this. All right, so starting with the money zone, the purple line is the value area high. The pink and the green line is the upper puck and lower puck. White line is value area low, right? So on what day was this here? Right, so starting with the 24th of January, we consolidated above value area low, broke up the value area high, came back down to the puck area, kind of just above value area low, and closed on the high above value area high. Excuse me. Then on the 25th, we broke down. Well, it was a inside value day, and we broke down, came to the puck area. Well, we opened above value area high, came down to the puck area, bounced off that, came back, retested the value area high, and kind of closed in the middle of this this auction here for the day, right? So on the next day we had a overlapping higher value relationship. We kind of opened, I think, let's see here, we opened somewhere around the value area low, consolidated there. And when I'm talking about we open, I'm talking about in the ETH, right? So we opened at the value area low, came up to the puck area, consolidated there for a little while, I think until the open at 10:30, 10, 11 o'clock, bounced off the puck, broke value area high, and just broke out, right? So today we had a overlapping higher value relationship again, and we didn't interact with the market profile at all, right? So we were way above value area high, and we just kind of consolidated above that. Now the interesting thing here in the ETH open is that let's see here. So we opened basically below the value area low and outside of value, right? Below value. And we also opened below range, right? So this was yesterday's range, right? Up until the close, which was let's see here, the close of this candle was 49.33.50, right? And we opened in the ETH, the open was 49.30.25, right? So we open outside below range and below the value area, right? So right now it's been moving sideways, and I took a little trade. This is like a paper trade, but then I'm also in a live trade as well on Apex evaluation account. So it's kind of considered a paper trade as well, but still this has more meaning because I'm trying to get funded, right? So this is like I'm only in a 2 micros on this right now on these two accounts. So I took a let's see here, where was the entry? Oh, I actually took it off. 1 second. Right, so on this candle right here, when it topped out, I sold here at 49.31.50 as it broke back down, and it's been kind of consolidating, right? So right now it's going against me, going against my entry, and my stop is at 49.39, right? So basically we're looking at a real bearish open, right? 1 second. Right, so let's look at the pivot levels here for a second, see what kind of levels we get in contrast with the money zone. Oh, and let me just point out one thing before I show that. I have this new market profile indicator from TradingView. So they have a new indicator they released. It's called time price opportunity. So if you want to search that in indicators, it's called time price opportunity. That's it right there, and you could get that market profile indicator. Right, so I have these levels here from yesterday, which is showing value area high at 49.47.50. The POC is 49.53, and the value area high is 49.55, right? So let's see, just kind of coinciding with this other indicator here is roughly the same, but these levels are a little different, right? Because value area high on this one here is 49.57.25, and this TPO is 49.55. So I don't know how this one here, the one that I've been using before with the purple value area high right there, I don't know how it calculates value area high in the difference to the other one from TradingView, but I'm just using the both of them. So wherever levels they give me, I'm working with that. So let's see here, I'm gonna throw on the pivots, right? So we have the central pivot here at 49. The top central is 49.49 right there. The central pivot is 49.47. Let me just use the arrows. Top central pivot 49.47, and bottom central at 49.45.25, right? So price is opening below the pivots. Usually the pivots attract price, and maybe it'll reverse and try to test this central pivot range, right? So let's see what the pivot range was yesterday, so we could get the setup for today. Right, so we have an overlapping higher value relationship. This was the TC from yesterday, this one right here, that red line. So we have an overlapping higher value relationship. The bottom central is now below that level, and top central for today is above that level, right? So this was yesterday's central pivot and yesterday's bottom central pivot. So we have an overlapping higher value. It's indicating that we should be seeking higher value is moderately bullish. So this open here in the ETH is suggesting a rejection of that thesis, right? So we're opening below the central pivots in our overlapping higher value relationship, and that's rejecting that thesis. So most likely we're looking for value below that, right? We're looking for lower value, right? So price action might head south, basically. Let's see here. Let's look at the Camarillas. So the Camarilla setup is an inside value day, right? So let me just point that out. Camarilla R3 was here yesterday, or today I should say, for today's session. And Camarilla S3 was at this level right here. So they both moved up a little bit inside the range of the prior day. So that's Camarilla R3 up there. That's Camarilla S3 here. So that's indicating like it's a breakout of the range. Whatever side it picks, like let's say it breaks out of R3, you should get some trend in there. If it breaks out of S3, we should get some trend into the downside. If it stays in between, we should get a range motion between Camarilla S3 and R3, right? So now that we open below, we're supposed to be trending to the downside, right? And we're actually opening below Camarilla S4 as well. So that's really bearish. All right, so for my trade setups tomorrow, I'm probably looking at a retest of, let's see here, with this double pivot zone right here between BC, pivot, central pivot, not central pivot, I mean the bottom central pivot and the Camarilla S3. Right, so these two levels right here. I'm looking for a retest of that and then probably go short of off of like a rejection from that level and for the downside move, right? So let's say we open at 9:30 and we're moving up to this level, right? Let's say we open at 9:30 and we start approaching Camarilla S3. That's where I'll be looking for like a rejection around these levels right here, right? So if we get like a reversal, then I'll take a short, stops above here, probably above the pivot level, and this is also the value area low. So that's kind of like a golden zone right there with value area low and the central pivot. So that could also attract price. So I'm looking for rejections around these levels here, right? So rejections here for a short back to the downside. Now with all this news coming out tomorrow, I don't know how it's gonna open. I don't know if it's gonna continue lower. If we do continue lower and we open like, let's say we open below S1, right? This is S1 right here. It's kind of covered up by this overnight low. Hold on 1 second. Right, so that's S1 and Camarilla S6, right? So Camarilla S6 is that purple line right there. That's the last point of support. And this is floor pivot S1 at 49.27. Camarilla S6 is at 49.26. And 49.26 roughly 75, right? And if we open and we break below that, I'm going to be looking for the same kind of setup. Rejections off of this level if we try to test it, and for a further move to the downside. So I'm basically kind of short right now. Although the market is bullish, we have this Fed news coming out at, I think it's 2 p.m. So I don't know if these guys up here started to take profit or just ahead of Powell speaking and the Fed's fund rate and all that stuff and the ADP. So I don't know if they're starting to take profit, and that could lead us to, let's see here, let's go to the 1 hour chart where I have some weekly levels. Right, so this is weekly Camarilla R3 at 49.33.25, and we could also get a bounce or like a rejection off of this level here. So let me just go back to the 5-minute chart, 43, 45, 49.33. Let me see where that's lining up with. And there's no pivots really. It's kind of close to previous week's high at 49.34.25. So it's basically yesterday's low. We came down and we touched Camarilla R3 on this candle right here. That's weekly Camarilla R3, and we came down on this candle, this big sell-off candle right there, and we hit that from, we actually broke down from Camarilla R4 on the weekly, the weekly Camarilla R4. So the next point of basically support pivot wise and stuff is this weekly TC top central at 49.12. So I'm looking for any kind of like rejections off of any levels above there to kind of come back down to, this is a level here. I think this was last week's close at 49.16.25. To get down to this TC level at 49.12. This is also the value area high for the week at 49.10.73. So we could possibly come back to test the value area high for the previous week or this week, right? So this was established, the value area high was established last week. So maybe we might come back and test this level here, or even the central pivot at 49.07. And let's see here, from Camarilla R3, weekly Camarilla R3 to this level here is, or let's say the value area high is basically 22.25 points. And I believe to the top central where I have my target right now is 20.75 points. So basically I'm looking for, maybe there's a sell-off in news when the news comes out or something like that. So I'm looking for some rejections, right? Now, we are in an uptrend, so if overnight we do break up, and I think I'm gonna close this trade soon because it's not looking like it's gonna work out, and I'm not gonna hold it overnight. I was trying to get like a nice little move, maybe sellers could jump in at the ETH and push price down, but it's not looking like they're gonna do that. So yeah, if on the next scenario, right, if we start looking bullish overnight and we establish like a nice little auction up to this level here, like let's say we start moving up and we get back above like value area low before we open at 9:30. Let's say we open around this level here, right? We're above Camarilla S3, we're above the central pivot, we're above value area low, the both of them, right? This one and this one, right? Then I'll start to look for any kind of like reversals, any kind of pullback reversal setup to go long, right? For a breakout of Camarilla R3 and yesterday's high. And that's basically it. That's basically my setups right there. And let's see how we open tomorrow, man. It all depends on what happens right now. I think I'll probably leave this trade open for like maybe 30 minutes again, and then I'll see where it's at. If it starts moving down a little bit, then I might leave it overnight. If not, I'll probably, and then I won't keep my stop that far really. I'm just gonna keep my stop right here, and I'm not really, this is just the paper trade version, so I could have like a record of trades I took. But on Apex here, I'll just move this down to the top here of like 49.34.75. And it's only 2 micros, so I don't know, that's probably like, I don't know how much that's gonna be, probably like maybe $15 or something like that, $20, I don't know. So yeah, that's basically my setups for tomorrow. So alright, y'all, it's Malak Shalomo. I'm kind of tired, man. I hit the gym today and I haven't hit the gym in a while, so I'm really kind of tired. Let me go get some rest to try and get up and be fresh for the market tomorrow. Alright, y'all, it's Malak Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.